while I have no makeup on, which is like, ugh. But it's okay. I don't even care.
All right, we're live.
Awesome.
Hello, hello. Good evening. Good evening. All right, let me see if this works.
As a nanny, I've seen it.
Sorry, ad.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to log in also. Okay.
Okay, I think we're good. So let's see. All right. Hey everybody. Good evening. Sunday night, and Chris and I are doing an impromptu call. We've just, I don't know. Every time we chat with each other, we feel like there's value that you guys can gain. So we figured, hey, we're just gonna live stream every time now. So, but again, this is like a free preview for our Empowered Entrepreneurs bundle package that you can subscribe to via Patreon. So check it out at patreon.com/HeatherJustCreate. You also sign up for mentorship sessions with my mentor, Sid, and also my intern, Daniel, talks about what he's been learning through his internship with me. So that being said, I think we're just gonna jump right into it. Carissa, why don't you give everyone a little background on, since we're going to be talking about products for Creative Cartel, and I titled it Developing Products for an E-Commerce Business. Like maybe you could talk a little bit about that and then like what you wanted to ask me today.
Sure. Okay. So one of the businesses that I own is called Co-Creative Cartel, and we're an online gift and stationery company. So I design greeting cards, I design art prints, tote bags, all that kind of stuff. And just recently, this past year, I decided that I was going to actually start narrowing my brand and really focusing on the message and who I want to sell my products to, my target audience and my ideal customer. And so I decided I was going to make product that were centered around entrepreneurs like myself, because I'm starting to meet more of them, and more people our age, mine and Heather's age, are actually starting their own businesses. And so a lot of people have approached me and kind of asked me for some advice, and I just realized I'm around these people all the time. I love talking to other entrepreneurs, so I might as well use my company to help them the way that they help me in some way. So the website is cocreativecartel.com. And right now it's still very transitional, but I'm actually talking to Heather today to kind of get feedback on some new products that I've been thinking about. I got some samples, so I just kind of wanted to run it by her, especially being a possible customer, price points, what kind of products she would like, and stuff like that. So
yeah, so before Carissa jumps into that, that's really the main takeaway that I want you guys to take away from this, being if you are an entrepreneur, an aspiring entrepreneur, or you're trying to sell products online, like usually, I've talked about this before, if you're starting a business, usually your clientele is you, like in the past, right? So like either you 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and when you do it that way, it's a lot easier for you to really understand your audience and who you're selling to. Like Carissa said, her target demographic are other entrepreneurs like herself. So being that she can get market research just from her own experience, I am a prime, just like another prime guinea pig, I guess, for market research for her, because I am exactly her target demographic. So whether you're selling a product or a service, try to identify someone that you can talk to and run the product or service by them and get their feedback. And that'll really help when it comes to the development of what your final product is that you sell. So yeah.
Definitely. Actually, I wanted to talk about my target audience more with you, just because I just wrote a blog post about it, actually, about just why I'm doing what I'm doing. I don't know. Last week was just kind of it wasn't my ideal week. Let's just say that.
Sure.
So that's why you see me here. No makeup. I'm just glad my week is over pretty much, and I'm ready to start next week, like hopefully in a better mindset. This past week was just a struggle. I just have to say I went through the motions and I was there, but I wasn't really present. I was just kind of doing what I can, and financially too, it was just really tight. So it was just a bunch of things that were just not so great this past week. And so I started just kind of reflecting more about what the heck I'm doing, and whether it's worth it, and it was one of those weeks. But, in the end, it's always going to be worth it. Even if I don't feel that way right now, it will be. But so I wrote a blog post about it, and I was writing about my target customer, or my ideal customer, or just a little bit about me. And it's starting to kind of get overwhelming because I was telling you, I have a deadline for these products. I have a show on, what is it? The end of April, the Saturday and Sunday, the last Saturday and Sunday of April. And so I basically have less than 3 weeks to kind of get all of this together. And because of the fact that I'm transitioning my brand, I have old product, and then I have product that I want to sell. And so there's this pressure of like, what do I do? Do I try and get rid of my old stuff, or do I kind of premiere this new brand and all of that at this show? And I'm kind of going back and forth about it, but all I do know is that I want to showcase at least one new product at that's the event in Pasadena. So one of those things is journals and / notebooks, because I know as an entrepreneur, that's just something that we all need and we all have or carry around or whatever. So my thing has always been, it's always been function over form, but obviously the idea behind my design company that it should be a good balance between the two. And so I can't really figure out, especially journals, what I want to do. So that's kind of the product I wanted to run by you. Because of when I was thinking about my target customer, I was like, okay, what would they carry? What is actually useful for them? What are they actually going to pick up and hopefully use to the very last page, instead of use like the first 5 pages and then never touch again?
Oh, it's so funny that you say it like that.
I don't know. I just can't. So anyway, do you want me to show you the possible
Let me show you
finalists?
Let me show you this. So here is, okay, let me see, how do I explain this? First of all, I don't use a journal to journal. I primarily use a journal to, well, I guess 2 things, right? In my low points, I use it as a journal. So when I'm like sad or depressed, I just start writing, because it's stuff that I don't want to put in a blog, obviously. So in that case, I use it as a journal. But mostly, when you talk about what's in my backpack, I've got this guy. This is the thing I carry because I don't have anything else.
Okay.
Do you remember this thing?
Yes.
So this is like from Hot Topic. Like I got this when we were in high school, for real. And I have like I have 2 pages left, but I'm just literally to the last page. But what I use it for is to outline my vlogs and tutorials. So I'll just like whip it out and I'm like, all right, I've got the idea. And they just start like, here's the intro, here's the content, whatever. So
Okay.
that's what I would use it for.
I'm kind of the same way. I don't journal, I guess. I don't use journals for journals. I use them for writing down ideas, or if I'm somewhere and I have something pops into my head, like a task, I can just kind of write it down really quick. I just kind of use it as a scratch paper pad where I could just kind of carry it everywhere. And so that was my main concern. I wanted to have options for people, and not just women, but guys as well. And so I was thinking about, okay, what realistically would be useful for me, or even Charlie, because he is also an entrepreneur. So I was just kind of thinking, what would I use versus what would he use? And so I think the thing that I wanted to do was make journals in 3 different ways. So I would have 3 completely different journals, and then each journal would be its own line, and it would be based on size. So that's kind of my, I don't know, and that's why I kind of wanted it. I wanted to run it by you. So the first journal would be mostly for people that just need something that's lightweight and they're on the go. And so something small and compact is kind of what I was looking at. And so something similar to like this is what I'm looking for. And this is like, in comparison to my iPhone 7, this is like, just so you can see the size reference. So something that can definitely fit into your pocket is kind of what I'm thinking of, and something that's a little more bendable and flimsy, so that if you do put it in your back pocket and then you sit down, it's not gonna like bend it and ruin it. You know, it's like, it's one that you can just kind of like throw around, and it's meant to be like worn out and used.
Yes,
you know,
a lot would buy it.
So that's that one. And then I was thinking, since they're really small and compact, I would sell them in like packs of 2, so that it would be, you know, like, since they're a little bit thinner, you can buy 2 and it'll last you a little bit longer. And then in the same size, this is kind of where I wanted to get your opinion. So I have 2 other ones.
Okay.
So this one is more of like a moleskin type. Okay, and so it is actually still really small. So that's my phone to use in comparison. So it's still really small, but it's thicker. It's like the, what is that? The width of it is thicker, and it's harder, so it wouldn't be as easy to like, you know. So this is option number 2. The reason why I do like it actually is because it has like a little rubber band thingy.
See, that's exactly why I don't like it, because that rubber band, I've only had one notebook with that rubber band thing, and it's so stretched out that it doesn't even like wrap anymore. And I don't know how, like, I don't know if that's because the one I got was like a free giveaway at some convention thing I went to, but I remember when I got it, I was like, oh, this is so pretty, and it's got this little like band that you can wrap the thing around. And like now it's just like, I wrap it, it kind of just like starts to slide off. I don't know if this happened to you.
I've actually never used one like this with the band. I've always had just a plain one. And so that's good to know. So this one has a band, but the thing that I didn't like about it is they said if it printed, like if you could see where the band would be, it would be right here. The imprint would be actually like off center, and that drives me insane when it's not like visually centered. And so I was like, I kind of don't like that.
Veto.
Yeah. Okay, good. So that was, and then there's this one too. So this is a sample that they sent me. And what I like about it is it's small still, and it is floppier, like, you know, it's still something that you can use, and the imprint area is bigger. Like I can go from, you know, edge to edge pretty much, but I'm limited to the colors compared to this one, where I could pretty much do whatever I want creatively with it. Like I can really design, like I can put patterns on this one. I can I can also sell them in packs of 2 because these are obviously more affordable. This one is thicker, so it would be like a pack of 2, but you would only buy 1, you know. But there is very limited as to what I can design on it. It's not like I can put like a photo on it, you know, as a cover or whatever. And sometimes it's just the visuals that sell people on certain things, you know. So I don't know.
So, okay, you're definitely going to want someone else's opinion on this, but the way that I see myself using that particular notebook is when I have like places that I skateboard to or rollerblade to go and like think and clear my head, or like even my car. So it would definitely be something I would keep in like my pocket. So with that being said, I think I would actually prefer smaller and like go through more rather than like more pages, just because like it's purely on the go. If I wanted something bigger, I would turn to the notebook at that point.
Okay, that's what I was thinking too, because I was thinking about that, and I do like the idea of less pages, which means easier to bring around and take with you. And if you lose it, it's like, okay, I mean, there wasn't too many important things in it where you're like, oh my gosh, my life just fell out of my pocket, you know? So I was thinking that too. Okay, well, that's good feedback. So the next size would be kind of like a 5x7.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where I also have, this is more of my dilemma. So the 5x7, let me just show you the size. I'm not gonna go with this, but this is a 5x7 in comparison to my phone. So it's like, it's bigger compared to like this one per se. So this will be like my medium. And this isn't the one I'm going to go with. This is like the kind of like a moleskin also that has the band. But I'm not going to go with this one just because, anyway, just because. And so 2 other options that I have. And this, for me, it just comes down to price point on this one. And so I wanted to get your opinion on what you would buy. So hold on. So there's, of course, spiral, right? So this is like a spiral notebook. This one, price point wise, is more affordable.
Okay.
And then there is also, like, I guess I'll use this as an example. This is a textbook, but, you know, it's like a textbook where it's like nice and sturdy. But this one is like more expensive. I'm going to call this a hardcover. And I'm going to call the other one a spiral. So as far as design restrictions, there aren't really any. I don't have any design restrictions on either one. It's just more about price point and like what people would really use it for. And so I guess I really, okay, if I could have it my way, I would use the hardcover one, but it's just like double the price of a spiral. And I just don't, I'm worried that people wouldn't pay that much money, even though it's better quality and could last longer and, you know, that type of thing.
Okay.
I just don't know.
I have 2 thoughts that come to mind about the hardcover one. One, my first instinct was, because that requires more of an investment and more risk on your part, then you should sell the product that has less risk and less investment, because you have less to lose and you could probably sell more. And then when you build up more of an audience or a solid like customer base, then introduce more expensive products. But the other thought I had was that you could also be that like specialized, that could be like your premier product, you know, like that could be the thing that makes you stand out from everyone else. Because I would think that more people are selling spirals versus hardcovers. So I don't know if that helps.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I'm also trying to think about like the people I know at WeWork and stuff. I would use the spiral just because I would want it to stay open. You know, and the whole like, I don't know if the hardcover does that.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, then I wouldn't even, like this for sure. This is a must for me. I need to be able to bend over.
Okay.
But I don't know why. I hope this isn't like sexist, but I just imagine more guys gravitating towards the hardcover one. I don't know why.
Interesting, because I think the other way. I feel like guys would like the spiral more than the hardcover. But I mean, we could both be like, we have no idea.
They like dress really nice. They have like the man bag, you know, like I just feel like they're more like clean. Well, not all of them, but just the ones that like I'm thinking about right now. Or they would see it like going straight into their bag of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's I'm not sure. I guess I'm going back and forth about it. But what you said about less risk and less investment is very true, because the one reason why I can't just say screw it, you know, like it's just going to be the best one, you know, it's the one that we promote. Yeah, we have the two other sizes, but this is going to be the one that you want to get. But on the wholesale level, can you hear that?
It's okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me close the door really quick. I'm sorry. Okay. On the wholesale level, so this is how it works. So most of the time, if you ever want to sell wholesale, regardless of what industry you're in, because in the restaurant business, Ninong's sells wholesale. So we sell our pastry on the wholesale level. And then I am also trying to sell my journals and stationery products on the wholesale level as well. So usually across the board, what will happen is you have your calculated price. Say you're selling t-shirts and the price to make your t-shirts are $5. So you decide whether how much you want to sell your shirts at on the retail level, you know, direct to your customers. So including the cost to make the shirt, all your utilities and all that stuff, your rent, everything, you calculate how much you want to sell the shirts for. Say they're $15. That's how much you're going to sell them to the public. If I wanted to also sell them wholesale, say to, I don't know, a department store or something like that, then what the department store would expect is that I would charge half the price of my MSRP. So if MSRP is $15, my department stores are going to want the shirts at $7.50.
Wait,
so
what does MSRP stand for?
The retail price, basically.
Mm.
Yeah. So they basically expect a 50% discount off of your actual retail price. And then of course there's different things, like if they're going to order a bunch, they get a quantity discount. If they're going to order on consignment, they get a smaller discount, you know, that type of thing. But just say general rule of thumb is when you sell wholesale, you want to sell 50% off the actual retail price. So with the hardcovers, I can't do that, because the price for me to make those hardcover journals is so expensive that I can't sell it on the wholesale level, because like say the journal cost me $5 and I want to sell it at 10, then I can't.
You wouldn't make anything.
Wholesale it. I won't make anything. It's not worth it.
Right.
So that's kind of where I'm really torn, because I really like the hardcovers, but it's just not, I would only be able to sell it to direct to consumer, which is fine, but I'm trying to grow my wholesale line, so I was trying to kill two birds with one stone type of thing.
Yeah. I mean, if that's your goal, you know, like if your goal is to grow your wholesale line, then I think that is kind of the answer. But
Okay.
I also think that, I don't know, I think that with your rebranding and your re-strategizing lately and your blog stuff and, you know, just kind of like everything that's been happening in the last couple of months, you might have success on the e-commerce level, like DTC.
Right. Yeah.
You know? Like right now, you could be like, go buy the journal. So like, I don't think I know enough to like, you know, but that's my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of knew that too.
Yeah.
Like when you said you kind of know your answer because you're trying to, you know, but like I said, I think it's just because I love those hardcovers so much that I'm like, please give me an answer on how I can make it happen. But
I mean, like, no one says you can't do it, right? That's what Sid tells me. It's like, it's not that you come up with a bunch of ideas, but you just have to prioritize. So you could totally do your hardcover, just save it for like Q3.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
that's true.
Yeah.
I think that's where I'm also, and I think we've talked about this before. You know, when you have this idea and you just want to be the first, or like you just want to jump on it now because you just want to do it now, even though you really should prioritize and you can't really do it now. That's kind of where I'm at with these, I think.
Like that is the story of my life. Like, I have a to-do list, but then ideas will come and the to-do list goes out the window and I just focus on like what I'm doing, like that idea that was not even on the list to begin with.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
Yeah, I just that's what I think. I think that I because it doesn't make sense on any other level than for you to like for your own pleasure, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, and I understand how you feel because I've been in the same situations like every single day, but I just feel like you know, the risk is something that you don't want to gamble with because you're already like on this time crunch.
Yeah.
You know, and then so if it didn't do well, you would be like even.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Okay. So, and then the last size would be a larger size. So it would be like an 8x10 type. So basically, like this is my planner right now. This is like an 8x10-ish size. So this would be the size, the medium size. And then this would be the small.
Yeah.
So that would kind of be how I differentiate the products. And each one will have its own different design. So I'm not going to have a mini version of another, you know, of another design, just so I keep it kind of fresh and different, and they'll coincide and they'll kind of match, I guess. Not necessarily match, but they won't be an exact replica because I want it to be, I want them to all be completely kind of different. So
Yeah. And I can tell you right now, I'd get the large one.
okay, cool. Would you get it even if it wasn't a spiral? Because it's not going to be.
I just can't, because like I like leave this on my desk like this, and for me to like constantly have to keep it open, like I have to like put my phone on it and keep it open, like I just can't.
Okay, so you're
getting
this bad boy. You're gonna get this one.
What I'm getting done. I mean, that's the same size as this, I think.
Yeah, it's like
it's
a
like yeah, like this is my iPhone 6.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So
probably the same size. Looks like it.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So larger. Would you actually like a larger spiral?
A large spiral?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one. That's what I carry in my backpack. So this is my other one. UC Irvine, represent. This is actually my physics notebook.
Because I always just kind of figured, I guess I never thought about spiral for the larger because it would be the size of basically like a notebook like that. And I felt like people would be like, why am I going to spend all that money on a spiral notebook when I can go to like the drugstore and get a 99-cent one? But I guess if it was designed, then people would want to, if it was cute.
I mean, so it comes back to your target demographic, because my broke ass like would go to, you know, Rite Aid and buy the 99%.
Yeah.
Nope. But if I had a budget, like if I wasn't so strapped for cash, I would totally get one that was customized, because I customize everything. Like, you know, I was making a video on like my business essentials. So here's like my keyboard cover, purple. My mouse is purple. My laptop case is purple. Like, if there's any chance for me to customize and not get like this, then I would. But I just like, you know, I'm just not there yet. But I feel like there is a target demographic of yours that would have the money. You know, like you're not exactly targeting. You're targeting like, I don't know, when I was working at RHP, like that would have been perfect. When I had like my salary, I would have totally bought it.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even have thought about it. I would have just been like, yes, of course. Like, sign me up for 2.
Okay. That's good to know.
The other thing, like this might be just, you know, something to note, but I like when the pages rip out, because when I make the video, I tear it out.
Right.
So I don't, that's just like,
yeah. I was actually talking to my printer about that, and I definitely want to do that just because, yeah, I think even that tiny little detail, I think would differentiate me from all the ones that are already out there, because there are really cute ones, but none of them have any function. You know, like they're just notebooks that are cute, you know?
See, and that's how you're gonna stand out, right? Because like, you know, it's like Sanrio.
Yeah.
You know, all that stuff is cute, but it was just like so it's just maximized for cuteness.
Yeah.
But like knowing that, you know, you sat down with actual entrepreneurs and asked them about the notebooks that they currently use, and then use that to build what you're creating, like to me that's like, you know, I don't know, that makes you stand out.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, that gives me, I mean, I'm still confused, but actually no, I'm not. I just have to do it. My deadline actually to order these notebooks is Friday, because I just want to make sure that I have enough time just in case it takes a long time to get them. So I need to order them on Friday so that I can get them by the very latest the 28th, because the show is on the 29th and the 30th. So it's creeping up on me.
Yeah, like just freaking, you know, I feel like it's one of those decisions, like make the decision and start worrying about other things.
Yeah, that's true. I know, because I wanted to have more product that was like entrepreneur focused for this show, but it's just not going to happen. It's just, I'm too strapped for time and strapped for cash, because, you know, you have to buy the product and then you make the return back. So it's just hard to like try and release a bunch of products at once. But I have another show coming up that is not wholesale related. It's direct to customer, and I'm planning on releasing another product.
When is that?
June. It's actually in Long Beach. I
Oh,
was
shut
going to tell you about that too. It's in June, and it is called the Patchwork Show.
Oh gosh, I hope it's not when I think it is. I hope I can go.
What? Okay, hold on. Let me tell you. I have it in my calendar somewhere here. Okay, maybe I don't. I want to say it's
Do not say
June 11th.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I want to say it's June 11th because I know it has a 1. It's either 11th or 18th, but the 18th is Father's Day, so I doubt it's on Father's Day.
Okay,
Let me look here.
cool. I'll be there.
Yes, it is on June 11th.
God damn it. So my freaking big thing that's supposed to come up, actually 2 big things. I just canceled one. My 1-year anniversary of my vlog.
Ooh, already? Dang.
I know. Is next Sunday.
Oh my gosh.
And I was supposed to throw this huge, like, freaking party. Like, it was gonna be nuts. I was gonna invite everyone on YouTube, like, obviously anyone who could come, all of my friends, family. I just had it out all in my head, and then I don't know. I just decided not to. I don't know why. I think it's because it was like the car accident, and then I don't know. I just didn't feel good about it. So yeah.
Okay.
But so I'm not doing anything. I still want to celebrate something, but I don't know. Maybe it'll just be my birthday. But the other big thing is freaking VidCon. I'm going as a creator.
Cool. What's that?
It's like a YouTuber convention where
Okay.
YouTubers and viewers go. And as a creator, they have a lot of like workshops to like help you build your channel and content creation and video editing and stuff like that. And of course, there's like a lot of like famous YouTubers that go. But I just I feel like I want my channel to be at a place, like I have this expectation in my head before I want to go to it. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. I kind of do, but you know, we were just talking about that.
Yeah.
You know. And I think I do have to say, because I have always struggled with that, like wanting to be in a better place before I do something. And take it from me, girl, there's always going to be something.
I know, dude. I know.
There's always going to be something
So,
you wish you had a better grasp of, or you wrangled it better, or you knew more, or whatever. And I think that's why, you know, when we were texting, and I honestly, I've just learned, hey, sometimes you just gotta wing it, and you just gotta own where you're at. And it took me, when did I start my first business? 2005. Took me 12 years to accept that this is where I'm at and embrace it, you know?
I
Just
know. It's just like, yeah, I don't know. That's like the one thing that I've noticed about myself is that when I meet other YouTubers, I don't know. It's this weird, like, because it's so rare for me to meet other people that are doing what I'm doing. And so when I do, it's this weird, like, all of a sudden I'm just comparing in my head. Like, I just default to that, you know? And
yeah.
this is going to be like mass overload of only these people, like thousands of them.
Well, of course. I mean, remember when I was telling you about my Instagram, and the first thing you told me about it,
right.
like, unfollow all of the other stationery designers. You need to be following people that aren't, you know, but it's unavoidable. Even if you've got to meet your fellow vloggers, you know, and you've got to talk stats, and you've got to talk all of that stuff. And yeah, you're not going to be where you want to be, or your channel isn't going to be where you were hoping it was. But, you know, this is supposed to be, I'm assuming VidCon is a yearly thing.
It is. And like, I mean, this is how crazy it's been, is I didn't know about VidCon last year. I actually found out about VidCon the weekend it was happening because I was still watching Casey, my hero, at that time. And he was like, I'm in Anaheim. And I was like, how is my hero like 20 minutes away from me? And I was going to Anaheim that night. I was like, God, what I would do to get into that convention. And then, so I signed up for the mailing list and they were like, okay, tickets on sale for 2017. I was like, boom, I'm going. So
Nice.
that's how, like, you know, that's how, I don't know, quick all of this has become, is that like, I went from not even knowing what it was to just like, now I'm going as a creator, which is pretty crazy, but.
Right. I mean,
Yeah, I just think.
there are big events as a designer that I've always wanted to be part of or wanted to exhibit at. And part of me wishes that I didn't wait so long. You know, I mean, I actually look back now and I'm like, okay, this is the perfect time for me to do it. But I wish I had gone in knowing less sometimes, you know, just because of the fact that the experience and the things that you can take away from events like that is so much more when you are less seasoned, you know, like you're kind of green, you know. And so that's why, like, I'm so glad that you're going, regardless of how worried or scared that you are, you know, because it's going to be valuable. And then in the years to come where you continue to go, you're going to be able to see how much you've learned and how you were the year before and all that stuff. It's going to be a great kind of benchmark for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's just, yeah.
How long is it? Is it like a week or?
Like 4 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not doing anything for your 1-year anniversary?
Well, because then it was Easter, and then, like, you know, I couldn't find a day, and then Ignis was like, oh, I'm going to Coachella, and then Missy was like, oh, it's Stagecoach, and then so all of a sudden I was in May, and then I was like, oh, it's so close to my birthday, maybe I should just do a birthday thing. And so I don't know what I'm actually going to do on April 16th, but I want to do something. I want to do something. Like, that was literally the day I filmed my first vlog. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I'll think of it this week. Add it to the list.
Yes. Add it to Todoist.
Yeah.
What's the actual date of your
April 16th.
April 16th?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah. We'll
Cool.
see. Alrighty, dude.
Okay. Well, thanks for the
Fun.
feedback.
Yeah, of course. Can't wait to see the products.
Yeah, I'm excited to show it to you. I'm actually, you know, when we're meeting up on Friday, I'm actually going to visit my printer who is in Torrance.
Oh, cool.
He is awesome. I've been working with him since we were like 18.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah, and he's only like 4 years older than we are, but yeah, I've been working with him for a long time, and he came by the restaurant and we were talking and stuff, and so I'm gonna check out his print shop and talk to him about all the products and stuff. So I'm glad that I'm going to be able to meet up with you first so that I can kind of get this stuff in your hands so you can kind of like touch it and feel it, and then go to him so that I can talk to him about it.
Sweet. Yeah, I can't remember if we decided on a time, but I'm pretty flexible. You're like my only Friday thing, so just
okay. Cool. Awesome.
All right, dude. Catch you later.
Yes.
Next Friday. Good luck. Have a great week.
Thanks. You too.
All right. Talk to you later. Oh, sorry. I totally forgot we were live. Bye, everyone.
I thought we were doing like this bye, like a natural bye thing.
Oh my gosh. So thank you for tuning in. Like this video if you like the content, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And that's it. Carissa and I are going to go live again this Friday. Haven't decided on a time, but I'll tweet it. So you can follow both of us on Twitter. And yeah, that's it. All right. Bye.